Today I would like to invite you to listen to the Dhammapada of the Buddha Shakyamuni, the 76th verse from the Buddhist scriptures on the YouTube channel TN Thai in the USA. Should one see a wise man who, like a revealer of treasure, points out faults and reproves, let one associate with such a wise person. It will be better, not worse, for him who associates with such a one. Dear listeners, the Buddha spoke this verse to guide us toward wise companionship, the kind of friendship that nurtures awakening. Life is full of choices, and the company we keep shapes the mind. Profoundly, if we associate with those who only praise us, tell us what we wish to hear, and support our weaknesses, our growth is limited. But when we meet a wise person, one who sees clearly, but their intention is pure, to awaken us from ignorance and lead us toward wisdom. To associate with such a person is to invest in the treasure of insight, for they reveal the obstacles in our mind that we cannot see alone. In the time of the Buddha, there was a disciple named Upali who practiced diligently in the monastery. Upali was skilled in meditation, diligent in precepts. He realized that this guidance was a treasure beyond worldly wealth. His insight deepened, his mind became humble, and his practice flourished. The Buddha likened the wise friend to a revealer of treasure, for true wisdom is rare and precious. Just as a treasure chest holds jewels unseen by ordinary eyes, so does the wise friend reveal qualities of the mind that are hidden and unknown. The jewels of understanding, patience, humility, and compassion are revealed when one associates with the wise. And the benefit of such association is not fleeting, it endures as long as the disciple applies the guidance sincerely in daily life. To associate with the foolish is perilous. Those who flatter, deceive, or indulge weaknesses cause harm rather than benefit. The mind, when nurtured by such company, becomes clouded, bound by ignorance and delusion. Praise becomes poison, comfort becomes a chain, and attachment flourishes unchecked. In contrast, association with the path is longer and filled with suffering. To accept correction with humility is to shorten the journey to awakening. The wise friend does not impose authority. They do not humiliate. They simply reflect our own mind, pointing out areas that require attention, encouraging insight, and nurturing the conditions for transformation. In practical life, this teaching is invaluable. A family member, teacher, mentor, or friend who embodies wisdom offers guidance in daily interactions. They notice when we act with attachment, speak with harshness, or think with pride. To associate with such a person is to cultivate mindfulness, humility, and understanding, the very foundations of the Dharma. The Buddha emphasizes that the benefit of such association is clear. It will be better, not worse, for the one who walks with the wise. When we follow their guidance, the mind softens, pride diminishes, patience grows, insight deepens. In this way, the disciple matures in wisdom and compassion, walking steadily on the path toward nibbana. Their actions become skillful, their speech becomes gentle, their heart becomes free from clinging and aversion. Consider the metaphor of a miner seeking gold. In the dark caves of the earth, precious gems are hidden. Without the guidance of a skilled revealer, the miner may wander aimlessly, striking only stones that appear valuable but are worthless. The wise friend is like a master miner, illuminating where the true treasure lies. Through their guidance, we recognize our mental faults, understand their origin, and learn how to cultivate virtue. Just as the miner's work bears lasting fruit, so does association with the wise yield enduring spiritual benefit. The Buddha also teaches that the wise friend corrects not for self-gain, but from compassion and understanding. They understand that attachment, ignorance, and delusion are causes of suffering. Their intention is not to dominate, but to liberate. When one accepts such guidance, the mind gradually becomes clear. Faults are acknowledged without shame, and the seeds of wisdom are nurtured. Association with the wise becomes an instrument for awakening, a source of true happiness and freedom from suffering. The story of Upali continues to illuminate this truth. After consistent guidance from his wise teacher, Upali began to recognize patterns of thought that perpetuated suffering. He saw how pride led to clinging, how attachment to praise obstructed compassion, and how subtle desires clouded insight. By observing these faults and applying the teacher's corrections, Upali's mind became free, his practice deepened, and his understanding expanded. In the end, he realized that the guidance of a wise friend was more valuable than any worldly treasure, for it led directly to liberation. Dear listeners, the essence of the 76th verse is not only relevant to monks, but to all beings. In daily life, the opportunity to associate with the wise arises in every interaction. A teacher, mentor, elder, or friend who speaks truthfully, observes keenly, and corrects gently is a priceless companion. To honor and accept their guidance is to cultivate insight and virtue. To resist or ignore it is to delay growth and deepen delusion. Association with the wise is an active practice. One must listen attentively, reflect sincerely, and apply guidance with humility. It is not sufficient to hear advice without understanding. One must integrate the teachings into daily life. When anger arises, one recalls the counsel of the wise. When attachment grows, one remembers the guidance received. When pride swells, one bows in recognition of the mirror offered by the wise friend. In this way, each moment becomes an opportunity for transformation. The Buddha assures us that the fruits of such association are unmistakable. The mind becomes calmer, the heart purer, and understanding more profound. Through consistent practice, one develops wisdom, compassion, and equanimity. Every action reflects mindfulness. Every speech conveys kindness. Every thought nurtures. Like a revealer of treasure, points out faults and reproves. Let one associate with such a wise person. It will be better, not worse, for him who associates with such a one. Dear listeners, the Buddha's teaching illuminates the importance of discerning the quality of our companions. Every person we meet leaves a mark on our mind, shaping our habits, perceptions, and understanding. Association with those who flatter, deceive, or indulge our weaknesses clouds the mind, strengthens delusion, and fosters suffering. In contrast, association with a wise friend strengthens insight, humility, and moral courage. Such companionship is a rare and invaluable blessing. A wise person, like a mirror, reflects our hidden faults and obscured tendencies. They reveal our attachments, our ignorance, and our subtle delusions. Their reproofs may feel uncomfortable, for they challenge the ego, but they are motivated by compassion and a desire for awakening. The Buddha likens such guidance to treasure revealed, hidden, precious, and life-transforming. To walk alongside such a one is to carry a lantern in darkness, to uncover hidden gems of insight within the mind, and to cultivate the seeds of virtue that lead to liberation. In the time of the Buddha, the disciple Anuruddha offers a shining example of this teaching. Anuruddha had great devotion and insight, but even he struggled with subtle pride and desire for recognition. A senior monk, aware of Anuruddha's tendencies, provided gentle correction, showing him where attachment and self-conceit had arisen. At first, Anuruddha felt resistance. Yet through reflection, he realized that the wise monk's words were not meant to harm, but to liberate. By accepting this guidance, Anuruddha strengthened his understanding, subdued pride, and deepened meditation. His mind became clear like a still pond, reflecting the truth of impermanence and interconnectedness. Association with the wise is an active engagement. It is not enough to merely sit beside a teacher or hear their counsel. One must listen attentively, reflect sincerely, and apply guidance with care and humility. This process requires courage, for the mind naturally resists correction. Yet it is through this resistance that growth occurs. Each reproof received with mindfulness is a step toward awakening. Where pride is revealed, the disciple learns to observe, understand, and transform. The process may be uncomfortable, yet it is the path to true freedom. To ignore such guidance is to remain in darkness, unaware of the subtle causes of suffering within one's own mind. In daily life, this teaching applies not only to monks, but to all beings. Family members, mentors, teachers, and compassionate friends may act as wise companions. Their words, though occasionally difficult to hear, can illuminate blind spots in thought, behavior, and understanding. The heart that receives such guidance with gratitude nurtures insight and moral clarity. The mind that practices humility in response cultivates equanimity and enduring wisdom. In this way, association with the wise transforms ordinary life into a field of Dharma practice. The Buddha emphasizes that the benefit of such association is unmistakable. When faults are revealed and corrected, the disciple grows in self-awareness. Actions become more skillful. Speech becomes more mindful. Thoughts become clearer. Attachment diminishes, and the mind grows spacious and free. By contrast, association with those who indulge weaknesses or encourage delusion strengthens the ego, deepens suffering, and obstructs awakening. This distinction underscores the importance of careful companionship on the spiritual path. Consider the metaphor of a goldsmith refining gold. Raw gold contains impurities that must be removed through careful processing. The wise friend acts like a skilled goldsmith, gently identifying impurities in the mind and guiding the disciple in purification. The process may create heat and friction, but the result is refined clarity and enduring value. Without such, life and beyond, even in meditation, the principle of wise association holds profound significance. A practitioner may meditate diligently, yet remain blind to subtle pride, attachment, or delusion. Guidance from a teacher or senior practitioner who observes with insight can illuminate these hidden tendencies. By following their direction, the meditator learns to release clinging, correct mistaken views, and cultivate deeper concentration and insight. In this way, association with the wise is inseparable from the practice of the path itself. The story of Upali and the senior monks illustrates this further. Upali, though devoted, struggled with subtle aversion and attachment to comfort. Senior monks gently pointed out these tendencies, not to punish but to guide. Upali practiced diligently, reflecting on their counsel. Over time, his mind became calm, insight deepened, and compassion arose naturally. The reproofs he once resisted became stepping stones to awakening. Through association with these wise companions, he discovered the treasure of wisdom hidden within his own heart. Dear listeners, the Buddha's teaching reminds us that association with the wise is a form of generosity, both given and received. By accepting guidance, the disciple cultivates humility, mindfulness, and insight. By offering guidance, the wise friend manifests compassion and skillful means. This reciprocal practice nurtures a field of virtue that benefits both parties, radiating outward to all beings. Such association is rare and precious, more valuable than gold, honor, or worldly success. It is natural for the mind to resist correction. Pride whispers, "I am already correct. I know enough." Desire clings to comfort and approval. Yet wisdom calls us to notice, reflect, and let go. When one associates with the wise, each moment of resistance becomes an opportunity for growth. Each acceptance of guidance is a step toward liberation. The disciple learns to see clearly, act skillfully, and cultivate compassion in every circumstance. Ultimately, the 76th verse teaches that the company we keep shapes the mind and the heart. Those who associate with the wise experience refinement, insight, and spiritual growth. Those who avoid or resist such company risk stagnation, delusion, and suffering. Should one see a wise man who, like a revealer of treasure, points out faults and reproves, let one associate with such a wise person. It will be better, not worse, for him who associates with such a one. Dear listeners, the Buddha's teaching in this verse offers the greatest guidance for our spiritual journey. Life is fleeting, filled with distractions, attachments, and subtle tendencies that obscure insight. The mind, left alone, is easily deceived by pride, desire, and delusion. To walk with a wise friend is to carry a lantern in darkness, to see clearly where one errs, or pride that we might never notice on our own. Their reproofs may at first seem uncomfortable, but they are rooted in compassion. The Buddha emphasizes that such association brings benefit, not the path toward nibbana. In the stories of disciples such as Upali and Anuruddha, we see how association with wise teachers transforms the mind. Subtle faults are revealed and corrected. Pride softens, attachment loosens, and insight deepens. Meditation grows steadier, compassion arises naturally, and understanding becomes profound. The treasure of wisdom uncovered through such Guidance surpasses all worldly wealth, honor, and recognition. It is lasting, priceless, and liberating. Even in ordinary life, this teaching is deeply practical. Friends, family members, teachers, and mentors who speak truthfully and guide with compassion are sources of priceless benefit. To receive correction without resentment, to reflect on guidance with sincerity, and to apply it with mindfulness cultivates moral clarity, humility, and insight. In turn, these qualities radiate outward, inspiring others and nurturing harmony in the world. The wise friend's influence is immeasurable, like water nourishing a thirsty land. The Buddha's verse also teaches discernment. Not all guidance is beneficial. Association with those who flatter, deceive, or indulge weaknesses clouds the mind and fosters suffering. In contrast, association with those who embody wisdom purifies the heart and strengthens understanding. The disciple learns to recognize skillful guidance, to accept it with humility, and to cultivate virtue in daily life. Through this practice, every thought, word, and deed becomes a step on the path to liberation. The benefit of such association endures. Faults, once revealed, can be transformed. Habits, once hidden, can be purified. Insight grows steadily. Compassion and patience arise spontaneously. The disciple's mind becomes spacious and free, no longer bound by subtle tendencies of ego or desire. In this way, association with the wise cultivates a foundation for awakening that is unshakable, enduring, and profound. Guided through the darkness of ignorance into the light of insight, their corrections, gently given, are not burdens but blessings. The disciple who embraces them with mindfulness experiences joy, peace, and freedom. In our daily lives, we can practice this teaching by seeking wise friends, listening with humility, and applying guidance sincerely. When confronted with correction, we can reflect, this is an opportunity for growth. This is a treasure revealed. When interacting with others, we can embody the qualities of the wise, gentle correction, compassionate guidance, and encouragement toward virtue. In this way, the teachings of the Buddha manifest in both receiving and giving guidance, creating a ripple of wisdom and awakening in the world. The Buddha's 76th verse reminds us that spiritual growth depends not only on individual practice, but also on the company we keep. To associate with the wise is to accelerate understanding, accepts correction, and applies it diligently, who realizes the fruits of liberation. Dear listeners, may we all be mindful of the company we keep. May we recognize the rare treasure of wise companionship. May we accept guidance with humility, reflect on it with sincerity, and apply it with diligence. May our hearts become clear, our minds spacious, and our lives infused with insight, compassion, and joy. By walking in the presence of wisdom, we cultivate the conditions for awakening, liberation, and the end of suffering. Thank you for watching my video. DHAMMAPADA. I wish to bring this merit towards all disciples and sentient beings, all of whom will attain Buddhahood. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate your time.